If you are a black woman watching this right now, and especially if your skin sits anywhere on the deeper end of the spectrum, I need you to put your phone down, close every other tab, and lock in with me for the next 15 minutes. Because there is a meme circulating across TikTok, across X, across every black corner of the internet, and the conversation surrounding Megan Thee Stallion this week is not actually about Megan. It never was. It is about you. It is about a trap that has been set in plain sight for 30 straight years, and the women falling into it the hardest are the same women who have the least to gain from defending it. I am going to walk you through the receipts, the archetypes, the hidden architects, and the one detail nobody on this app has the spine to say out loud. By the time this video ends, you will not look at this situation the same. You will not look at half the women you follow the same. And you definitely will not look at the comments section the same. So sit down. Pour something. Cancel your plans for the next 15 minutes. And listen. Because once you hear what I am about to break down, you cannot unhear it. And honestly, you should not want to. This is the wake-up call that should have been recorded 3 years ago. Better late than never. Welcome back, and if you are new here, this is not one of those soft, sugar-coated, pander-to-everybody platforms floating around the algorithm. This is a strategy room for unambiguous dark-skinned black women who are exhausted from being the mule of a culture that does not love them back at the same volume. I do not coddle. I do not water down. I do not tap dance around feelings so you can feel comfortable while you keep losing in real life. If that is what you came for, the door is right there, no hard feelings, take care of yourself, go find a softer channel. But if you came for the unfiltered truth, the kind your auntie will not say at the cookout, the kind your group chat will side-eye you for thinking out loud, the kind your therapist hints at but cannot legally say, then hit subscribe, tap that like button, share this with one woman who needs the wake-up call, and ride with me to the end. Because today's conversation is going to expose something this community has been quietly protecting for way too long, and I am not going to be polite about it, soft about it, or apologetic about it. Strap in. This one is going to leave a mark. Let me set the scene for you the way it actually happened in real time. Somebody, and based on the energy, the wording, the layout, and the venom dripping from every single pixel, it looks suspiciously like a black man with too much time on his hands and not enough therapy in his life, decided to assemble a graphic listing every man Megan Thee Stallion has allegedly been linked to. Names, dates, headshots, the whole production. The receipts were laid out like a wanted poster in an old Western movie. And this meme did not just trend. It exploded. It hopped from TikTok to X to Instagram to every group chat with a Wi-Fi connection in under 48 hours. By the second day it was a topic on every podcast. By the third day it was a topic at every salon. By the fourth day it was at the dinner table. And immediately, like clockwork, black women suited up in defense mode. The question they kept asking, and on the surface it is a fair question, was simple. Where is Taylor Swift's chart? Where is Kim Kardashian's chart? Where is Ariana Grande's chart? Where is Madonna's chart? Where is Britney Spears' chart? Where is Jennifer Lopez's chart? Because if we are suddenly keeping a public ledger of every man a famous woman has ever dated, then why is Megan the only name plastered on the wall? And here is where I want to be brutally honest with you, because honesty is the entire brand on this channel. Both sides of that argument carry weight. Yes, black women absolutely catch a harsher public penalty for promiscuity than every other group of women on earth. That is documented. That is observable. That is centuries old. But also, yes, white women do face their own version of public flogging. We just are not always paying close attention because we are watching our own house burn from the inside. Both things can sit on the same table at the exact same time. The real trap is pretending only one is true. The real trap is letting one truth cancel out the other so the conversation never moves forward. The real trap is letting outrage replace strategy. Here is where the conversation gets interesting, and here is where 99% of the commentators flooding your timeline are completely missing the plot. The reason Megan gets dragged 10 times harder than Taylor Swift is not just race. It is archetype. Stay with me on this one. Every woman who steps into the public eye is sorted, whether she likes it or not, whether she signed up for it or not, into one of the ancient archetypes that humanity has been running on since the dawn of recorded story. Taylor Swift leads with the maiden. She leads with the lover. She leads with the heartbroken poet writing letters by candlelight at her bedroom window. That archetype, in this society, in this world, is treated with sympathy. People want to protect her. They want to root for her. They want to buy her album, cry along with her, defend her against any villain that gets cast against her. Megan, on the other hand, leads with the Jezebel. The hot girl. The sexual liberator. The body first, twerk first, take no prisoners icon. And whether you personally love that archetype, hate it, or feel neutral about it, the world has a built-in punishment script for it, and that script is sharpened to a razor's edge when the woman wearing the costume is dark-skinned. Period. Full stop. End of debate. This is exactly why I keep telling you, presentation is not vanity. Presentation is strategy. Presentation is warfare. The image you sell to the world is the same image the world will use to write your story when you are not in the room to defend yourself. Megan did not invent the Jezebel archetype, but she leaned into it, she monetized it, she built her entire brand around it, and now the bill is showing up at the door demanding payment in full with interest. And every black woman watching her get publicly dismembered needs to ask herself one quiet question in the mirror tonight. Am I willing to pay that same bill? Because if you are out here recreating that energy on TikTok thinking it is harmless fun, baby, the invoice is already in the mail with your name printed at the top in bold ink. Now here is the part of the video where I am probably going to lose some of the brothers in the comments, and I am at total peace with that outcome. Because somebody in this conversation has to say it out loud, and apparently it has to be me again. Who built the hypersexual black woman brand in the first place? Who scripted it, packaged it, marketed it, and sold it to the entire planet on a platinum platter wrapped in a bow with a thank you card attached? Black men. Black men in hip-hop. Black men running record labels. Black men shooting the music videos, writing the verses, signing the checks, picking the wardrobe, and casting the video vixens. They constructed the modern Jezebel archetype with their own hands inside their own studios. They profited off of it for 40 straight years. They put it on every album cover, in every music video, on every magazine spread, in every concert backdrop, on every billboard, in every commercial. And now, in the year of our Lord whatever this is, those same exact men are crowding onto X and TikTok complaining about jump-offs, body counts, fun girls, pass-arounds, and the death of the family unit. The audacity is breathtaking. The hypocrisy is Olympic level. Make it make sense for me. They only have a problem with the hypersexual black woman the moment she stops being controllable. The moment she earns more than them. The moment she dates outside the community. The moment she demands respect. The moment she stops performing the routine for free. Then suddenly, magically, miraculously, the morality police show up wearing chains they bought with her image on the cover. And do not, I am begging you, do not try to redirect this entire conversation to slavery and the colonial origins of the Jezebel stereotype. Nobody in this Megan firestorm is bringing up plantations. Nobody is bringing up slave masters. The conversation right now is squarely centered on holding black women accountable for their image in real time, in current day, in this current year. So we are going to hold the real architects of that modern image accountable too. Black men in hip-hop. That is not opinion. That is receipts. That is 40 years of liner notes, music video credits, and label payroll records. End of paragraph. End of debate. Next. If you need a real-world case study to drive this point home, look no further than Cooking with Kaya. They lifted her up. They crowned her. They made her a community sweetheart with a kitchen and a smile and a wholesome aesthetic. And the very second she stood on business and announced publicly that she was looking for a high-earning man instead of pandering to broke dudes in her comments section, the same audience that built her flipped on her like a light switch in a thunderstorm. And they are still going after her to this day. Still in her mentions. Still making reaction videos. Still dragging her name through every podcast that will book them. Still rage-baiting her on every platform that allows it. So when I keep warning you, every single week on this channel, that catering to a certain demographic with hypersexuality, with submission, with shrinking yourself, is not a protection plan, this is exactly what I mean. The protection is conditional. It expires the second you stop performing the routine on demand. And here is the other massive lie I need to set on fire today before we move on to the next segment. The lie that whispers, if you just play the right archetype, the wifey one, the soft one, the wholesome one, the church one, you will be safe from cheating. You will be exempt from heartbreak. You will be protected by your good behavior. Klay Thompson, who has been all over the news in recent weeks for reasons we all know by now, is a serial cheater. Men cheat on the fun girls. Men cheat on the wholesome wives. Men cheat on the church girls. Pastors cheat. Coaches cheat. CEOs cheat. Bus drivers cheat. Cheating does not have a single face, a single income bracket, a single skin tone, or a single dress code. It does not discriminate based on your skirt length or your prayer schedule. So please, stop using the fear of being cheated on as your only reason to stay locked inside the hypersexual lane forever. It is not protecting you. It is shrinking you. There is no costume in this entire world that will guarantee a man's faithfulness. Not one. The only thing you can actually control is what you are building for yourself, brick by brick, while the man's situation sorts itself out in the background. Let me address every single example people keep dropping in my mentions, because I have been waiting weeks for this opportunity. Kim Kardashian. They love to throw Kim out there like she is a success story chiseled in marble. White people drag Kim Kardashian every single day of her life. They drag her for the tape. They drag her for dating black men. They drag her for the surgery. They drag her for stealing aesthetics from black women. They drag her for her parenting. They drag her for her divorces. They drag her for the kids' choices. They drag her for her business decisions. She had to enroll in law school just to start repairing her public image, and even that has not fully finished the job. So no, hypersexuality did not save Kim. It boxed her in for life, even with the billion-dollar brand attached to her name. Next example on the list. Coco and Ice-T. People love to bring up Coco like she discovered heaven on earth and decided to keep it private. Ice-T is a self-admitted retired pimp. He has said it on tape. He has rapped about it for years. He profited off the exploitation of women in his music for 2 decades and built his entire early career on it. That is not the romance novel you think it is. That is survival packaged as a love story and sold to you with a soundtrack and a reality show edit. And finally, the example everybody refuses to study seriously. Eve. Eve is the blueprint, and nobody wants to do the homework on her transformation. Eve was Rough Riders. Eve had the leash. Eve had the bars. Eve had the body. Eve had the energy. Eve had the platform. And at a very specific point in her career, Eve closed that entire chapter with intention. She cleaned her image. She walked away from the ratchet stripper aesthetic the industry tried to keep her locked inside forever. And what happened? She married Maximilian Cooper. She lives in Europe. She is at peace. She is raising kids on her own terms. She did not have to die in the archetype she was born into. If you want Megan Thee Stallion to eventually live an Eve life, Megan has to do an Eve transformation. There is no shortcut. There is no cheat code. There is no skipping the line. The image must shift before the life can shift. That is the law of this game. That is the law of every game in entertainment. Okay. Take a breath with me. Drink some water. Adjust your headphones. Because this next segment is the exact reason a percentage of you are going to unsubscribe today, and I genuinely, deeply, completely do not care. Dark-skinned black women, I am looking directly into the camera lens and talking directly to you with all the love I have left in me. Why are you, of all people, suiting up in full armor to defend Megan Thee Stallion this week? Why? Tell me why. Megan has bragged in her own music about being a redbone. Megan has bragged about being Creole. Megan has put it in her lyrics, in her interviews, in her promotional press, in her bios, in her social media captions. Megan did a whole song with Cardi B, who has a long, documented, well-known, on-camera history of colorist commentary against dark-skinned women. Megan has consistently and repeatedly othered herself from dark-skinned women the moment it benefited her brand and her positioning in the industry. So please explain to me, with a completely straight face, why dark-skinned women are camped out in my comments section right now fighting tooth and nail for someone who does not even include them in her own personal self-description. When the promotion is glamorous, suddenly these girls are Creole, redbone, mixed, exotic, fill in the blank, anything but just black. When the promotion goes sour, suddenly the term flips to black woman, and the receipt gets pushed onto the darkest women in the room to absorb. That is the swap. That is the bait and switch. That is the oldest trick in the book. Are these same Creole and redbone artists out here defending Sukihana when she takes heat? Are they swinging for sexy red in the comment sections? Are they sliding into mentions to protect the reputations of the women who actually look like the women catching the most heat? Be honest with yourself for 1 second. They are not. They are not. They are not. So I am going to ask you again, with love but with no patience left in the tank. Why are you? And here is the thread that ties this entire tapestry of nonsense together into one neat little package with a bow on top. Megan Thee Stallion, structurally speaking, is no different from Ashley Janae or any of the other swirlers this community has dragged across hot coals on a weekly basis. She is selling a curated highlight reel to the public while who knows what is unfolding behind the curtain. If a dark-skinned swirler did even half of what Megan has done publicly, the community would crucify her in real time. They would call her a fraud. They would call her a liar. They would accuse her of scamming black women into believing in a fairy tale that does not exist. They would say she is using black women's pain to sell engagement and farm clicks. And the receipts would not even need to be there. Vibes alone would convict her in the court of public opinion before lunchtime. But because Megan is a celebrity, because Megan dates black or half-black men, because Megan has the right cosigns and the right marketing budget and the right industry friends and the right publicist, suddenly she gets unlimited grace. Suddenly the exact same audience that demands receipts from regular women hands Megan a blank check of forgiveness with a smile and a heart emoji and a defensive tweet. That is the double standard I personally refuse to participate in on this channel, in this conversation, in this lifetime. The rules on this channel apply to everybody, top to bottom, A-list to no-list, billionaire to broke. I held Ashley Janae's feet to the fire. I will hold Megan's feet to the exact same fire. Celebrity does not equal exemption. Marketing does not equal morality. Pretty pictures do not equal a pretty life. And if any of that stings, sit with it. Sit with it tonight. Sit with it tomorrow. Sit with it next week. Because I am not going to apologize for being consistent. Consistency is the whole point of having principles in the first place. And now, before we close this out, let me hand you the one detail nobody else online has the courage to point at. Go back and look at who is doing the loudest defending of Megan in real time. Not the casual fans. The loud ones. The ones writing essays on X. The ones making 30-second TikToks defending her honor. The ones flooding the comments sections at 3 in the morning. Look at who they are. Look at their skin tone. Look at their profile pictures. Look at the demographics of the dragoners doing the dragging too. There is a pattern there that should make every dark-skinned woman watching this video stop scrolling and pay attention right now. Dark-skinned women are doing the heaviest emotional lifting in a fight that does not directly benefit them in any measurable way. Meanwhile, the women who actually share Meghan's racial proximity, the lighter, the mixed, the racially ambiguous, are mostly silent or strategically distancing themselves from the entire conversation. Why? Because they know. They always know. They know the wind blows different for them. They know they will not absorb the reputational damage long term. They know the second this story cools off, they can step right back into the lineup unscathed. They know they have plausible deniability built into their phenotype. But dark-skinned women, once you put your name in a fight, your name stays in the fight. Forever. Your name gets archived. Your name gets remembered. Your name gets brought back up at the next Twitter rerun. And nobody is going to refund you the energy you spent. Nobody is going to credit you for the labor. Nobody is going to write a thank you note. Nobody is going to mail you a check for emotional services rendered. So I am asking you one more time before this video ends. Why are you spending your reputational capital on a war that has not even been declared on your behalf? Why are you funding a defense that will never list you as a beneficiary? Why? Now let me get even more personal with you for a moment. Pause this video tonight. Stand in front of your bathroom mirror. Look at the woman looking back at you. And ask her one question. If she went viral tomorrow for something embarrassing, something controversial, something messy, who would actually defend her? Not in theory. Not in the abstract. Specifically. Name names. Write them down. Count them on one hand. If that hand has fewer than 3 fingers up, you are doing too much for everybody else. You are watering everybody else's garden while your own soil cracks open in the sun. And that is not a flex. That is not loyalty. That is not sisterhood. That is self-abandonment dressed up in community cosplay. The women you are defending right now, the celebrities, the influencers, the strangers with blue checks, none of them would type a single sentence on your behalf if your name was the one trending. None of them. Not one. So if the math is not mathing, the loyalty is not loyal. Adjust accordingly. Reroute the energy. Pour it back into your own cup first. Because once your cup is full, the overflow takes care of everybody else who actually deserves it. And the ones who do not deserve it, they go thirsty. As they should. As they have always deserved to. Let me show you something most viewers never get shown on a public timeline. Inside the music industry, there is an unspoken layout for how black female artists get positioned, packaged, and protected. The lighter, mixed, or ambiguous artist is positioned as the romantic lead. The dark-skinned artist is positioned as the muscle, the hype, the comic relief, or the cautionary tale. Look across the last 20 years of major label rollouts and you will see the same pattern stamped on every campaign. The lighter artist gets the perfume deal, the beauty endorsement, the cover of the bridal magazine, the love song duet with the male star of the moment. The dark-skinned artist gets the energy drink commercial, the rap feature, the sports tie-in, the late-night clown segment. Same label. Same boardroom. Different scripts. And when scandal hits, watch what happens. The lighter artist gets a sympathetic profile in a glossy magazine within 6 weeks. The dark-skinned artist gets a meme that lives forever. Meghan, depending on the day, has been positioned on both sides of this line, which is exactly why this current moment is so confusing for so many people. When her brand needs softness, she gets the softness PR rollout. When her brand needs edge, she gets the Jezebel rollout. And the audience absorbing those rollouts, the audience funding those rollouts with streams and tickets and merch, is the same black female audience that ends up holding the bag when the rollout backfires. That is the architecture. That is not paranoia. That is industry. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And once you cannot unsee it, you start spending your dollars and your defense very, very differently. Let me zoom out one more time, because I do not want you to miss the bigger picture under all of this drama. Every generation of black women in this country has been handed the same unpaid invoice. Carry the community. Carry the men. Carry the children. Carry the church. Carry the culture. Carry the image. Carry the burden. Carry the receipts. Carry the silence. And at the end of the journey, when the bill comes for everybody else, hand over your own savings to pay it. Your grandmother did it. Your mother probably did it. Your aunties absolutely did it. And now, in the year you are sitting in right now, the algorithm is asking you to do it on a global scale, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, in front of 1 billion strangers, for women who do not even know your name. Look at the math of that arrangement. Look at the return on investment. Look at the equity you are building for yourself versus the equity you are building for everybody else by accident. The numbers do not add up. They have never added up. They were never designed to add up. The arrangement was designed to extract, not to deposit. And the only way to break the inheritance is to refuse the invoice when it shows up at your door. Do not sign for it. Do not negotiate it. Do not pay it in installments. Return to sender. That is generational wealth in its purest form. Not the money. The peace. The clarity. The discernment. The refusal. Pass that down instead of the apron strings and the survival guilt. Picture a courtroom. Not a real one. Picture the courtroom of public opinion that exists inside every comment section, every group chat, every podcast episode, every viral thread. In that courtroom, the rules are not written down. The judge changes every week. The jury is whoever woke up loud that day. And the verdict depends entirely on the defendant's image, brand, skin tone, marketing budget, and proximity to power. A dark-skinned woman walks into that courtroom carrying a feather and gets sentenced like she carried a brick. A light-skinned woman walks in carrying a brick and gets sentenced like she carried a feather. Same crime. Same evidence. Different sentence. Every single time. And the dark-skinned women in the gallery, the ones watching this trial unfold, keep showing up to defend the light-skinned defendant like the verdict is going to be reversed by their loyalty. It will not. It has never. It was never going to. The courtroom was not built for fairness. It was built for entertainment. Stop performing in a courtroom that does not see you as a real witness. Stop testifying for women who will not even nod in your direction when the cameras are off. The next time you feel the urge to type something in defense of a celebrity who does not know you exist, ask yourself one simple question. Who is going to defend me when my turn comes? Then act according to that answer. Not according to the noise. So here is your bottom line, written in permanent ink, no eraser available, no takebacks. Stop, please stop, suiting up to defend women who do not claim you, who do not see you, and who would not stand in your corner if the camera turned around tomorrow. Stop absorbing the reputational damage for women who other themselves from you the second the spotlight gets sweet. Stop allowing men, particularly the same men who built the very image they now publicly complain about, to dictate how you dress, how you carry yourself, how you behave online, and then turn around and punish you for following their own script. Level up. Burn the cape. Set it on fire in the front yard with the neighbors watching. Divest if you need to divest. Pivot if you need to pivot. Adjust your image without apology. Get strategic. Get cold. Get clear. Get focused. Not because the world is fair, because the world is absolutely, demonstrably, exhaustingly not fair, but because pretending it is fair is what is keeping you locked inside the same exact loop year after year after year. That is the game. That is the playbook. That is the entire reason this channel exists in the first place. To wake you up before you spend another decade carrying water buckets for women who would not pour you a single glass on the hottest day of your life. If anything in this video rattled something loose inside you, that means the message landed exactly where it needed to land. Drop your unfiltered thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if even one sentence in this video clicked for you. Share this with a sister, a cousin, a friend, a coworker who you already know has been caping for the wrong people for way too long. And subscribe so the next conversation lands in your feed before the timeline drags her down the same hole. This is your reminder that the real glow-up is not what you put on your face. It is what you finally take off your back. Until next time, protect your peace, protect your image, protect your name, and protect your future. Bye. Before you click off this video and go back to scrolling, let me leave you with the layer underneath the layer. The reason this Meghan conversation went absolutely nuclear is because it accidentally exposed three things at once on a public stage. Number 1, it exposed how much unpaid emotional labor dark-skinned women are still doing, in the year of our Lord whatever this is, for women who would not return the favor on their worst day with a gun to their head. Number 2, it exposed how addicted this community is to celebrity worship even when the celebrity in question has never once publicly aligned with the women defending her in the trenches. Number 3, it exposed how black men weaponize archetypes they themselves manufactured in studio basements, then plead innocent the moment the receipts come knocking at the door. 3 traps. 1 viral meme. And the same group of women keep stepping into all 3 at once like clockwork on a Sunday morning. So I am going to leave you with a homework assignment for tonight. Sit down. Open your phone. Scroll through your follow list. And ask yourself one simple question for every single woman on that list. Would she defend me the way I defended her this week? Would she risk her brand, her reputation, her likes, her followers, her industry standing, to stand on my behalf in a public square at high noon? If the answer is no, the unfollow button is right there waiting. You do not owe anybody your bandwidth. You do not owe anybody your defense. You do not owe anybody your peace of mind. The new rule of the year, on this channel and in your life, is reciprocity or radio silence. There is no third option. There is no middle ground. There is no diplomatic exit. And if that one single line right there is the only thing you take from this entire video, you already won the round. Now go protect your energy. I will see you in the next one. One more thing before I let you go, because this part has been sitting in my chest the whole video. The reason these conversations keep going in circles online, week after week, scandal after scandal, meme after meme, is because nobody is willing to name the structural problem out loud. They keep treating each individual celebrity blow-up like it is a unique event with unique villains and unique victims. It is not. It is the same script. Different actors. Same costumes. Same scenery. Same ending. A woman who profited off the Jezebel archetype gets caught in the crosshairs of the archetype she chose. Black women, especially dark-skinned black women, rush to the front lines to defend her without anybody asking them to. The men who built the archetype in the first place sit back, eat popcorn, and farm engagement off the chaos like content vampires. Then everybody logs off until the next cycle hits the timeline. And every single time, the only group consistently losing reputational equity is the same group consistently providing the unpaid defense team. Until that loop is broken, nothing changes. Not next month. Not next year. Not in your lifetime. Not in your daughter's lifetime. So break the loop. Break it for yourself. Break it for your daughters. Break it for the women in your life who are watching to see if you have the spine to walk away from a fight that was never yours to begin with. That is the assignment. That is the homework. That is the whole video in one sentence. I love you. I protect you. I will see you next time. And the very last thing, because I know some of you scrolled to the bottom looking for it. The quiet lesson under all the noise is this. Strategy beats loyalty every single time when the loyalty is one-sided. You can love your community and still refuse to be its mule. You can love black women, all black women, and still apply different levels of energy to the ones who reciprocate versus the ones who other you. That is not betrayal. That is not divisiveness. That is not internal colorism. That is adult discernment. That is grown woman boundaries. That is the kind of clarity that turns a 30-year cycle into a 1-year exit plan. You do not have to announce it. You do not have to make a video about it. You do not have to fight anybody in the comments about it. You just have to live it. Quietly. Strategically. Consistently. And one day you wake up and realize the women who needed you to stay confused, stay defensive, stay performing, stay broke in spirit, are no longer in your orbit. And you did not even have to slam a door behind you. You just stopped opening one. That is the move. That is the energy. That is the new standard. Carry it with you out of this video and into the rest of your life. Goodbye for now. If you made it all the way down here, I want you to read these next sentences slowly. Like, slow down your scroll, slow down your breath, and read each line one at a time. You are not crazy for feeling something off about the way black women are treated online. You are not bitter for noticing the patterns. You are not jealous for pointing them out. You are not divisive for naming the architecture. You are observant. You are awake. You are paying attention in a culture that profits off you sleeping. And every single time you choose to think for yourself instead of repeating the loudest opinion in your feed, you are quietly redirecting your entire life trajectory. Your peace is built one boundary at a time. Your image is built one decision at a time. Your future is built one unfollow at a time. The women in your DMs asking you to defend the indefensible are not your sisters. They are passengers in a car they did not buy gas for. Kindly drop them off at the next exit. Lock your doors. Roll your windows up. And keep driving. You are headed somewhere they cannot follow you to anyway. So save the seat in the front passenger side for somebody who actually deserves it. Maybe that somebody is your future self. Maybe that somebody is your daughter. Maybe that somebody is the version of you who finally stops apologizing for choosing herself. That is who this video was for. That is who this channel was built for. That is who I record for. I am not here to entertain. I am here to inform, to confront, and to wake you up. Mission accomplished. Now go live the rest of your life like you finally believe what you just heard. Because if you do, the next 12 months are going to look unrecognizable from the last 12. And that is the entire point. See you in the next one. Stay sharp. Stay strategic. Stay free. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are infinite. They are not. Once they are gone, they are gone. Protect them like the inheritance they are. Pass them down like the wealth they are. And remember this single line before you go. Your time is not free. Your defense is not free. Your bandwidth is not free. Your sisterhood is not free. Stop spending all four like they are.